So the whole point.
A military coup.
That was it, Dustin. I'm telling you the true history here. I'm not being partisan. I'm not trying to make some kind of point. I'm telling you the honest to God history. You can look it up.
All right.
You can read it in the Constitution. So number one, they wanted every state to have a militia. Now, there was a broad consensus about this from 1787 when the Constitution was drafted and the Second Amendment's first draft was written through 1788 when that first draft got modified over Patrick Henry's objections in the Virginia Ratifying Convention, where he said, because the first draft said for the security of a free nation, a well-regulated militia is essential to the security of a free nation. And Patrick Henry was like, oh, no, you can't do that. It's got to be the free state because our militia here in Virginia is also our slave patrol. And if you call our slave patrol up and send them off to Massachusetts to fight a war, we're screwed. The black people are going to rise up and kill us all. He came right out and said that in the Virginia Ratifying Convention. And so Madison changed the word nation to the word state in the Second Amendment to protect the slave patrols. Those are the two reasons, the only two reasons, that the Second Amendment was put into the Constitution and was ratified.
All right.
You will not find anybody. I mean, read James Madison took extensive notes on the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia, in Constitution Hall in 1787. And in fact, he kept them secret until after everybody had died, but they're now published. And you can read what they said when they were debating the Second Amendment or when they were discussing what ultimately became the Second Amendment, and particularly the conversation that they had around Article 1, Section 8, limiting the military to 2 years. And then what happened was Jefferson came into office as president in the election of 1800. He was sworn in March of 1801, and you had 300,000 people in the military. He cut it down to 3,000. He laid off the whole military. And then when the British invaded us with the War of 1812, we didn't have an army. And they couldn't get the militias of the states to show up to fight back. And they marched all the way down to Washington, D.C. and burned the damn White House. James Madison went off to lead troops. He's the only president who ever led troops. Dowling took the picture of George Washington and fled with it. And after that, after the War of 1812, there was no more debate about whether we should not have a standing army. We've had a standing army ever since then, and ever since that moment, the end of the War of 1812, the Second Amendment has become basically an anachronism. It's become a leftover vestige from a time when they thought that they shouldn't have an army. Dustin, educate yourself, please. Don't just repeat these BS talking points from the NRA. They are